Let's now dig deeper into this economic contraction. Will it continue? And what else can be done to help with a recovery? Joining us now on the final word is BDO Unibank's Chief Market Strategist, Jonathan Ravelas. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us on the program, differing views in terms how the recovery will take shape going forward. But let's take a look at this quarter from April to June. What is your forecast and how bad will the contraction be if there will be one?
Well, good evening, Rico. Most likely, this will eventually, we will really take a hit this second quarter. Definitely, we could probably contract by at least 3%. Mainly because this is we eventually lost the golden opportunity to do a lot of infrastructure spending
Mhm.
during the summer. We couldn't deploy our infrastructure mainly because of the risks of COVID-19. Plus, the rest of the economy
Mhm.
eventually took a halt, especially for Luzon. So definitely the contraction is most likely going to happen in the second quarter. But there's a silver lining to this. I guess if we look at the internet, the informal economy is well and alive. If you have a Facebook, there's such thing as
Mhm.
marketplace. There's a Viber and there is
Mhm.
a communities that are there. So they're actually thriving. It's just that it's the underground economy.
So basically, the digital economy could buffer a steeper fall in the second quarter of this year, but still, negative 3% is your forecast, which would mean a technical recession, which is two consecutive quarters of negative growth, Jonathan. What about the monetary easing and the fiscal measures implemented by the central bank and the government? Could this basically buffer a deeper fall this quarter?
Well, basically, we were one of the first to be able, the Philippines was very proactive, especially on the monetary policy. As early as early start of the year,
Hmm.
the central bank already started cutting policy rates. They've been taking the very proactive measure to bring down monetary policies, more accommodative policy. They've cut 2% reserve requirements to provide liquidity so that the cost of doing business will actually be much lower. They've cut the policy rates by more than 100 basis points, roughly 125. So with that, that should slowly ease and hopefully the impact should help mitigate the circumstances to be able to try
Mhm.
to see a recovery in the second half.
Jonathan? So, Jonathan, what is your view now? I mean, you have Carl Chua saying V-shaped recovery. You have the BSP governor saying U-shaped recovery. What will the economy look like in the third and fourth quarters? Will the economy continue to contract, or will we see some growth in the second half of this year?
I think we could probably. I think it will be very hopeful to see the U-shaped economy. I think what is important right now is to be able to provide the necessary steps. We already. I mean, you have to view the Philippine economy today like a patient that suffered a stroke. Bayanihan Heal as One is the emergency action to eventually ensure that the clot has been taken out of the patient. Moving forward, we need to be able to do the bills that is set forth in Congress by Representative Kimpo and Congressman Salceda so that they'll be able to provide short-term measures to be able to keep jobs and
Mhm.
businesses afloat, and eventually the medium-term plan set by Congressman Salceda should provide the medium-term should help in the medium term recovery. So that means our patient, the Philippine economy, after we're taken out of ICU, rehabilitation can continue. So that should provide that potential U-shaped recovery. A delay of the passage of these reforms is going to be
Right.
difficult.
Yes. keeping our fingers crossed that we will see a recovery in the Philippine economy in the second half of this year. Thank you so much for your insights, BDO Unibank's Chief Market Strategist, Jonathan Ravelas. And I'll